The snow had been falling for 3 straight days when 39-year-old cowboy Cole Dawson rode into the frozen frontier town of Red Creek, with his 6-year-old daughter, Lily, wrapped tightly against the cold. Cole had come to town for supplies, expecting nothing more than a quick trip home before the next storm arrived. But as they crossed the crowded main street, Lily suddenly grabbed her father's coat and whispered, "Daddy, stop." Cole pulled the reins, his eyes followed the direction of her tiny finger. Near the steps of an old general store sat a little boy, perhaps 7 years old, shivering in the snow. His clothes were torn and far too thin for the weather, and around his neck hung a piece of cardboard with one message written in crooked black letters, $5, will work. Cole stared at the boy, unable to believe what he was seeing. Then Lily looked at her father with tears in her eyes, and asked the words that would change everything. "Daddy, can we take him home?" If you want to see why this forgotten boy was standing in the snow for $5, and why one cowboy would risk everything to protect him, stay with us until the end. And if you love powerful Western stories filled with courage, family, mystery, and second chances, please like this video and subscribe to Meaningful Impact 2.1. Because what Cole discovered that afternoon was far more dangerous than a lonely child begging for work. Cole climbed down from his horse and walked toward the boy. "Son, what's your name?" The boy looked up cautiously. His lips were blue from the cold. "Noah," he whispered. "Noah what?" The boy lowered his eyes. "Just Noah." Cole noticed the cardboard sign again. "Who told you to do this?" Noah pointed across the street toward a large man standing outside the saloon. The man was watching them. His name was Briggs, the owner of a nearby logging camp. Cole knew him by reputation. Briggs had a temper, a powerful gang of workers, and very little respect for anyone weaker than himself. Cole looked back at Noah. "Where's your family?" Noah hesitated before answering. "My mama died last winter." Cole's expression softened. "And your father?" Noah clutched the cardboard. "He went looking for work. He never came back." Lily stepped closer despite the cold. "Are you hungry?" Noah nodded. She looked at Cole. Her expression said everything. Cole removed his heavy coat and wrapped it around the boy. "Come on, you were getting you something warm." Noah immediately shook his head. "I can't." Cole frowned. "Why not?" The boy pointed toward Briggs. "He said I owe him." Cole's eyes narrowed. "You owe him what?" Noah swallowed. $5. Cole looked at the sign. It made sense. The boy wasn't simply asking for work. Someone had convinced him that he had to repay a debt he had never agreed to. Cole walked toward Briggs. "Leave the boy alone," Cole said. Briggs laughed. "You buying trouble, Dawson?" Cole stopped a few feet away. "I'm buying the boy a meal." Briggs stepped closer. "That kid belongs to my camp until he pays what he owes." Cole's voice became quiet. "He's a child, he doesn't belong to anybody." The saloon fell silent. Briggs shoved Cole's shoulder. Cole didn't move. "Walk away," Briggs warned. Cole looked at him. "You first." Briggs swung. Cole blocked the punch and shoved him backward into a wooden table. Men jumped to their feet, but Cole raised one hand. "Nobody else needs to get involved." Briggs charged again. The fight spilled into the snow outside. Cole defended himself without trying to seriously hurt the man, but Briggs was stronger than expected. He knocked Cole into a wooden post. Lily screamed, "Daddy!" Noah suddenly grabbed a loose shovel and stepped between them. "Leave him alone." Briggs froze. The little boy was shaking, but he refused to move. Cole quickly stood and pulled Noah behind him. "That's enough." The sheriff arrived moments later and separated them. Briggs accused Noah of stealing money from his camp. Noah denied it. Cole looked at the boy and noticed something strange. Noah kept touching the inside pocket of his torn shirt. That evening, Cole took Lily and Noah to the small ranch house outside town. He gave Noah warm food, dry clothes, and a place beside the fireplace. For the first time in months, the boy slept without fear. But Cole couldn't forget the look on Noah's face when Briggs had mentioned the missing money. Late that night, Cole noticed Noah awake beside the fire. "What are you hiding, son?" he asked gently. Noah reached into his pocket and pulled out a small brass key. "Your father gave me this before he disappeared." Cole examined it. There were 3 letters engraved on the key. "RC," Noah whispered. "He told me never to give it to Briggs." Cole's heart sank. "Why?" Noah looked toward the window. "Because my father said Briggs was the reason he never came home." Before Cole could ask another question, a horse suddenly stopped outside. Then came 3 hard knocks on the door. Cole reached for his rifle. A voice came from the darkness. "Dawson, hand over the boy." Cole looked at Noah, and for the first time, he realized that bringing the child home had not saved him from danger. It had brought the danger straight to Cole's doorstep. Cole quietly moved Lily behind him, and told Noah to stay near the fireplace. He opened the door only a few inches. 3 men stood outside in the snow. Briggs was not among them. The man in front held a lantern and wore a black coat covered with frost. "You're here for Noah," he said. Cole kept his hand near his rifle. "Come back with a legal order." The stranger smiled. "This isn't a courthouse," Cole replied. "Then you picked the wrong house." The man stepped forward, but Cole shut the door and locked it. "Ye outside." Boots moved through the snow. Lily whispered, "Daddy, are they going to take Noah?" Cole looked at his daughter. "Not while I'm standing." A stone struck the window, then another. Cole knew the men were trying to frighten them. He waited until their footsteps moved toward the barn, then led Lily and Noah through the back door. They reached the horses and rode into the storm. Cole had no idea where they were going, until Noah suddenly pointed toward the mountains. "Your father told me about a cabin there." Cole followed his direction. After nearly an hour, they found an abandoned mining cabin buried beneath snow. Inside, Noah discovered a wooden box hidden beneath a loose floorboard. The brass key fit the lock. Cole opened it. Inside was a stack of documents, a photograph, and a letter written by Noah's father. The letter revealed the truth. Briggs had been stealing land from struggling families by forcing them into fake debts. Noah's father had discovered the scheme and gathered evidence. Before he could expose Briggs, he disappeared. The $5 sign had been part of Briggs's plan to make Noah look like a runaway worker with debts, allowing him to control the boy and keep him away from the evidence. Cole stared at the documents. "Your father wanted someone to find these." Noah nodded. "He said good people would help me." Cole looked at him. He was right. But they weren't safe yet. A gunshot cracked outside the cabin. Cole pushed Lily and Noah behind a heavy wooden table. The door burst open and Briggs stepped inside with 2 men. Snow blew through the doorway. "Give me the box," Briggs demanded. Cole stood between him and the children. "You should have stayed in town." Briggs laughed. "You don't understand, Dawson. That boy has something worth more than his life." Cole's expression hardened. "That's exactly why you're not getting near him." Briggs attacked first. Cole blocked him, and the 2 men crashed against the cabin wall. The struggle moved across the room as the other men tried to reach the box. Cole managed to knock one attacker off balance, while Noah grabbed the evidence and ran toward Lily. Briggs lunged after him. Cole intercepted him. The fight continued outside in the deep snow, where neither man could gain an easy advantage. Briggs struck Cole, but Cole recovered and forced him backward. Suddenly, the ground beneath Briggs gave way near the edge of an old mining trench. Cole grabbed his arm before he fell. Briggs stared at him in disbelief. "Why would you save me?" Cole answered. "Because I'm not you." The sheriff and several townsmen arrived moments later. Lily had managed to ride back toward the road and alert them. The evidence was enough to expose Briggs's scheme. His men surrendered, and the sheriff arrested him, but Noah still had one question. "What happens to me now?" Cole knelt in front of him. "What do you want to happen?" Noah looked toward Lily. She was standing beside Cole's horse, holding the same blanket she had given him the night before. Then Noah looked down at the cardboard sign still hanging around his neck. Cole gently removed it. "You don't need this anymore." Noah's eyes filled with tears. "Where will I go?" he whispered. Cole looked at Lily. She smiled. Then Cole said the words Noah had been waiting to hear. "You're coming home." Months later, spring finally arrived at the Dawson Ranch. Noah had stopped looking over his shoulder every time a horse approached. Lily had stopped calling him that boy, and started calling him her brother. Cole repaired the old barn and built 2 small bedrooms beneath the roof. On the wall above Noah's bed hung the wooden horse his father had given him years earlier. One evening, Noah found Cole sitting on the porch. "Mr. Dawson," Cole turned. "What is it?" Noah hesitated. "Can I call you Dad?" Cole didn't answer immediately. He looked toward Lily, who was watching from the doorway. Then he smiled. "You don't have to ask anymore." Noah ran into his arms. Cole held him tightly, realizing that he had come to town that winter expecting to buy supplies. Instead, he had found a boy who needed a family, a daughter who had reminded him what kindness meant, and a reason to open his heart again. The cardboard sign that once read $5 will work was now hanging above the fireplace, not as a reminder of what Noah had been worth to someone else, but as a reminder of what he had always been worth to them. Not $5, not a debt, not a burden, a son. And when the first snow returned the following winter, Lily stood beside Cole on the porch, watching Noah race through the white field. She smiled and said, "I told you we should take him home." Cole laughed softly. "Yes, Lily," he said, You did. Sometimes a family begins with blood. Sometimes it begins with a promise. And sometimes on the coldest day of the year, it begins with a little girl pointing toward a lonely child in the snow and asking her father one simple question. Daddy, can we take him home? If this story touched your heart, like this video and subscribe to Meaningful Impact 2.1 for more powerful Western stories about courage, family, sacrifice, and second chances. Your support means a lot, and helps us bring more unforgettable stories to the channel. And remember, sometimes the person who looks like they need saving is the person who ends up saving your heart.